Hey everyone! Welcome back to my channel, where we talk about rare and valuable coins. Today we're looking at 3 US quarters that some people say are worth big money. We'll check out when they were made, how they look, and why some of them can sell for thousands of dollars. So make sure to watch until the end. You might have one of these coins at home. Our first up is the 1969 no mint mark quarter. This coin was made in Philadelphia. Back then, the Philadelphia Mint did not put a mint mark on their coins. So, if you see a 1969 quarter with no letter under the date, it means it was made in Philadelphia. Most of these quarters are still worth just 25 cents today. But a few rare ones are worth a lot of money. In very high condition, some have sold for over $3,000. One really nice example in MS67 Plus condition sold for around $3,290. Another one in even better shape, MS68, sold for about $3,819. That is a big jump from just a regular quarter. Now what makes these quarters even more valuable is if they have something called an error. Errors are little mistakes that happen when the coin is made at the mint. Some people collect these mistakes, and they can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. One of the most popular errors is called a double die obverse. This means the front of the coin has a doubling effect. If you look closely at the letters or numbers, it looks like they were stamped twice. This mistake is very rare, and collectors love it. If you find a 1969 quarter with a clear double die, you could be holding a very valuable coin. Another kind of error to look for is an off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not lined up properly during the minting process. The design might be pushed to one side, and sometimes part of the coin is missing. Off-center coins are cool to look at, and their value depends on how off-center they are. If it's just a little bit off, it might be worth a few dollars. But if it's way off, maybe 50% or more, then it can be worth hundreds of dollars. There's also a really rare error called a wrong planchet error. A planchet is just the blank piece of metal before the coin is made. Sometimes, a quarter might be made on a dime blank or even a foreign coin blank. These coins are usually lighter, smaller, or have strange edges. If you ever find a quarter that feels weird in your hand or looks too thin or too small, it might be one of these error coins. Some of them have sold for thousands of dollars. Now back to the condition of the coin. The better shape the coin is in, the more it's worth. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. The higher the number, the better the condition. MS means mint state, and it starts from MS60 up to MS70. A 1969 quarter in MS60 is not worth much. But in MS67 or MS68, the price can jump to thousands of dollars. These coins have no scratches, no dirt, and they shine like new. If you think your coin is in very nice condition, you can send it to a grading company to check it for you. Most people don't know they could have one of these coins sitting in a jar at home. Maybe it's in an old drawer, a piggy bank, or some loose change. That's why it's always a good idea to check your quarters, especially the ones from 1969 with no mint mark. Even if the coin looks normal, it could have a small error or be in such good condition that it's worth a lot more. So remember to check the date, look under it to see if there's a mint mark, and pay attention to how the coin looks. Look for any doubling, off-center designs, or coins that just seem a bit different. Even small details can turn a regular coin into a valuable treasure. Many lucky people have found rare coins just by looking through their pocket change. You don't need to be an expert. You just need to pay attention. So next time you get a quarter in your hand, take a closer look. That 25-cent coin could be worth $3,000 or more. Keep your eyes open, and you might find a rare piece of history. Now let's move on to another amazing coin, the 1927 D quarter dollar. This one is very old and very rare. The D means it was made at the Denver Mint. What makes this coin really special is that not many of them were made. In fact, just under 1 million were produced, which is very low compared to most other quarters. Because so few were made, and even fewer survived in good condition, this coin can be worth a lot of money today. Some have sold for over $7,000, and others have gone even higher, especially when they are in very good condition. This quarter is part of the Standing Liberty series. On the front of the coin, you'll see a woman called Liberty standing with a shield in one hand and an olive branch in the other. This design was used from 1916 to 1930. It's one of the most beautiful quarter designs in U.S. coin history. But over time, these coins wore out easily in circulation. The date, which is right at the bottom of the coin, would often fade away because of how the coin was made. That's why finding a 1927 D quarter with a clear date and strong details is super rare. If your 1927 D quarter is in very low condition, it might still be worth around $50 to $100, which is already more than face value. But if your coin is in better shape, no heavy scratches, good details, and clear features, it can jump up in value fast. Even in mid-grade condition, it could be worth several $100s. If the coin is in mint state, which means it looks almost brand new, it could go for thousands. Some of the best-looking ones ever found have been sold at big auctions for more than $8,000. Just like the 1969 quarter, this one can also have errors that make it even more valuable. But even without any errors, the low number of coins made and the beautiful design make it very special to collectors. Errors are harder to find on this one, but always look out for doubling or anything unusual in the letters, numbers, or edges of the coin. A big thing to remember with the 1927 D quarter is the mint mark. The letter D is found on the front of the coin, near the bottom left side, just to the right of the date. If your coin doesn't have the D, then it was made at a different mint and might not be worth as much. The Denver mint mark is what makes this one more rare than the ones made in Philadelphia or San Francisco in the same year. Because of how old it is, many 1927 D quarters have damage from years of use. That's normal. But the ones that were saved early on and kept safe, maybe in a coin collection, are the ones that can sell for the highest prices. Some people have found these coins in old boxes, handed down by grandparents, or even in coin rolls from the bank. You never know where one might show up. One important thing is to never clean an old coin like this. Cleaning can scratch the surface and make it worth a lot less. Even if it looks dirty, collectors prefer it that way. The natural look, called patina, is part of what makes old coins beautiful and valuable. If you think you have a 1927 D quarter, it's a good idea to handle it carefully and maybe have it looked at by a coin expert. Even if it's not in perfect shape, it still could be worth more than you think. It's one of those coins that every serious collector wants to have in their collection. So keep an eye out for this one. It's old, it's rare, and it's worth big money if you have the right one. Imagine finding a small coin like that in your drawer and learning it could be worth $7,000 or more. It's like finding hidden treasure. Now let's talk about the 1981 D quarter. This one might surprise you. Most people think newer coins are not worth much, especially coins from the 1980s. But the truth is, some 1981 D quarters have sold for a lot of money. One special error coin even sold for more than $7,000, and others have gone for thousands too. That's why it's always a good idea to check your pocket change, even with coins that look pretty new. The D mint mark means this coin was made in Denver. In 1981, Denver made over 500 million quarters. That's a huge number. So, regular 1981 D quarters that are worn or used are still only worth face value, just 25 cents. But here's where it gets interesting. A few of these coins were made with special mistakes, or were saved in perfect condition, and those are the ones that are worth big money. Let's talk about condition first. A regular 1981 D quarter that has never been used, no scratches, no dirt, and full shine, could be worth more than $50. That's already pretty good for a coin that's not very old. But if the coin is in super high grade, like MS67 or better, the value goes up fast. These coins are graded by how perfect they are, with MS70 being the best. A coin in near-perfect shape is very rare because most coins get damaged quickly after being used. So if you have a 1981 D quarter that looks brand new, it might be worth sending to a grading service. Now the really fun part, the rare errors. This is where the real money is. Some 1981 D quarters were made with major minting mistakes. One of the most valuable types is called a flip-over double strike. That means the coin was struck once, flipped over, and struck again by mistake. This kind of error doesn't happen often. One of these rare coins sold for over $7,200 at auction. It looked really strange, parts of the design were backwards, and you could tell something went wrong at the mint. Another big error to look for is when the coin was struck on the wrong planchet. For example, some quarters were made on dime planchets, which means the coin is smaller and thinner than normal. If you find a quarter that feels light or looks too small, check it carefully. These types of error coins can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. There are also examples of 1981 D quarters being struck on foreign coin blanks or having deep indent marks. These are all rare, and collectors will pay a lot for them. Sometimes you might find a quarter that's missing part of the design, or has a strange shape, or has lettering that looks doubled. These could be signs of an error too. It's worth taking a second look. A small detail that looks weird might be the reason a coin is worth more than $1,000. Even though there were millions of 1981 D quarters made, only a very small number of them are worth big money. That's what makes hunting for rare coins so exciting. You never know when you'll come across that one special coin. It could be in your pocket right now, in a coin jar, or hiding in some loose change at home. Just like with older coins, never clean a coin like this. Cleaning can make it shiny, but it also ruins the surface and lowers the value. Collectors want coins in original condition, even if they look a little dirty or dull. If you think you found a rare error or a high-grade coin, put it in a soft holder and have it checked by an expert. So the 1981 D quarter may not look special at first, but if it has a rare error or it's in perfect condition, it could be worth a lot more than 25 cents. Some have sold for $1,000, $2,000, and even over $7,000. That's why it's always a good idea to look at every coin you get, even the ones that seem too new to be valuable. You never know what treasure might be hiding in your change. And there you have it, 3 fascinating quarters, each with its own history, design, and market value. Remember, just because a coin looks ordinary doesn't mean it is. You might be holding something valuable without even knowing it. If you liked this video, hit the like button, subscribe for more coin stories, and leave a comment below if you want me to cover other rare coins next. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting!